We have responsibility, Terry. We did not have any accountability for what was going on there, and we should have. This is ridiculous. You're going to ask me in the middle of the thing when they've already breached the inaugural stuff that should we call the Capitol Police? I mean the National Guard? Why weren't the National Guard there to begin with?
They thought that they had sufficient resources.
That is not a question of how they had been. They don't know. They clearly didn't know, and I take responsibility for not having them just prepare for more.
Pelosi heard blaming herself for not having the National Guard on hand to stop the mob. The video shot by Pelosi's daughter, Alexandra Pelosi, for an HBO documentary.
This is a tweet from the mayor of D.C. saying, D.C. is not requesting other federal law enforcement personnel and discourages any additional deployment without immediate notification to and consultation with MPD if such plans are underway. Why would the mayor of D.C. be making a statement like that the day before January 6th? Who would she be making that statement toward? Donald Trump. Donald Trump was trying to push for an additional 10,000 National Guard. Now, why would Donald Trump be asking for an additional 10,000 National Guard if he was trying to stage a coup? If he was trying to overrun the Capitol and overturn the elections through brute force, why would he be asking for additional National Guard? The question should be, why did they deny the request?
The Capitol Police chief, who stepped down after Pelosi called for his resignation, stood by his claims that superiors in Congress and the Pentagon rebuffed his requests for National Guard help both before and during the riot.
Quote, I don't like the optics of the National Guard standing in line with the Capitol in the background. I was perplexed. I felt like, am I really hearing what I think I'm hearing? On January 3rd, I requested the assistance of the National Guard to support my perimeter and was denied by the two sergeant-at-arms over the concern for politics and optics. We were violently attacked on the west front of the Capitol at 12:53 p.m.
Stephen's son said the attack started around 12:53. Most sources have it starting around that time. The interesting thing is most sources don't have Trump's speech ending until almost 20 minutes after that, around 1:10, 1:11, meaning that the attack started before Trump's speech ended. When you take into account the distance from where Trump held his rally to the Capitol building, you have to add on at least an additional 34 minutes. Interpret that information however you will.
Between 12:58 and when I finally received approval for the National Guard at 2:09 p.m., I made 32 calls to coordinate support from my officers, including at least 11 frustrating calls to the Sergeant-at-Arms regarding my request for the National Guard. After I received approval to call in the National Guard, I then had to beg the Pentagon officials to send us help. I was repeatedly denied assistance by the Army Lieutenant General Pyatt, citing concerns over optics of the National Guard on Capitol Hill. The D.C. National Guard, many of whom were standing within eyesight of the Capitol, and whose motto is Capitol Guardians, would not arrive until almost 6 p.m. The New Jersey State Police arrived before they did. The Inspector General for the Department of Defense considered the response, quote, appropriate.
I'm not asking you to believe me, I'm asking you to do your own research, and I'm asking you to question what you currently believe after seeing what I just showed you. All right, I'll see y'all in the comments. Peace.
We have responsibility, Terry. We did not have any accountability for what was going on there, and we should have. And I take responsibility for not having them just prepare for more.